your ID card. You and an international person, to salon citizen, you didn't have. You supposed to get your ID card as well. One day we for take and for renew every year. When the make we know so you do here, we track what you do, and we also know what are the activities that we do inside the country. So if you're an international person, this salon, you don't want to take your ID card. I want to let you know say this message very important for you, just as important as well for we citizens. And without that ID card, they don't get access to the basic service system where the states they provide bank and other amenities them as citizens. Now all we news updates we'll get for today. Like I said, we get a very packed panel, so they can move now to the panel. First, make I introduce if the alleged we will get in our panel today. On the far right, against the host is that the chief Naya, the Marigaya, Usaudeso, and the landlord is still named parents, what's in back in Operio. Who they can all and Subora. When the man don't say they do a fantastic job, the Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, the Honorable Timothy Musakaba, there. And next to Timothy Musakaba, this man really next to me, I'm a comrade of the Radicals Club. Now the man in this way, now the trade win at the civil service space. A man we don't really need introduction as alone, because I think when it comes to civil society contribution at this country, we don't set himself as a citizen. Mr. Ibrahim Tomi, an executive director for the Center for Accountability and Rule of Law. There are then on the Foreign Affairs Conference side. On this side, we can talk about some very important issues people don't call me and ask me for. On the far left, I'm a colleague in a cabinet. This man also just my colleague. I'm my uncle. I'm a papa and brother. I'm a bond uncle. Small. Me and my uncle no is for calling a teacher. When they can't see what I want to say a teacher, they can lecture me back now today. But this is the Minister for Land and Country Planning. Now, in fact, if Timothy now will allow now. In another land for the country. And you're all the land of the country. And then next to Dr. Turan Senesi, and next to Dr. Senesi, somebody we don't they do quiet, what they call quiet revolution. Now this office we did administrative and registrar general. So people don't know about the office. But you want anything for land, for government business, so you want for lodger, you need for go to this my office. And all the news what they get is that she's been doing a fantastic job. In name na Saptu Sako ESQ. I gladly forget it all now. So now we get this ball rolling. We start with the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs. He just come out travel beaucoup, but you can hear for talk about because of your leadership, the leadership of His Excellency President Julius Malabio, you don't attract one major international conference where you the lead for hosts and salon starting tomorrow. This is an opportunity for you to tell me waiting at this conference, why this conference. What make it important for Salon and what is shown as part of Salon leadership we provide for we as the Minister for Foreign Affairs. Over to you, Mr. Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, Chairman of BAR, and colleague panelists, and distinguished journalists, the fellow Salon people there. And a great honor for there today for talk on the activities of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the government of Sierra Leone, especially with respect to the autonomous weapons system conference where we will host in this country from the 17th tomorrow to the 18th. But like the Minister of Information said, Sierra Leone, despite the size of the economy or the size of the geography or whither we be, but the country today under the leadership of His Excellency the President, it don't ensure say Sierra Leone is well placed internationally for take international leadership. We all know say last year, Salome get for be elected, they get for elect Sierra Leone. Now the United Nations Security Council, now the non-permanent category, a seat will take from the 1st of January at a very difficult time in the world, when the world is faced with numerous conflicts and other challenges such as climate change, inequality, and all of those. And as if that was not enough, under the leadership of His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio, in February this year again, Sierra Leone being get for over 1 million elect Sierra Leone for Sidona, the Peace and Security Council of the African Union, which means Sierra Leone, they provide leadership in the world's most premium council, where they determine global peace and security in the UN Security Council, and also in the Continental Council, we're responsible for Africa's peace and security. All of these, the testament says His Excellency the President don't position Sierra Leone as a global leader. Every day when they see Salome at the Security Council, they articulate important global issues. It is based on Sierra Leone's own personal experience as a country where they don't pass through conflict, and the international role in bringing peace and security to the continent, to the sub-region, and to the world, that we decide, under the instruction of the President, for take on this challenge, for bring this international conference at ECOWAS ministerial level, for solicit, engage, and come up with a political statement where they control what they call the autonomous weapons system. And the autonomous weapons system are a threat to the world. And so we decided to say, let we rally, like other regions they don't do. In February last year, Latin America and the Caribbean countries, they may hold a conference where they say they find a regulatory instrument where for regulate autonomous weapons system for the ethical, legal, and security implications of these weapons in the world. So that is the conference that is going to be held over the whole of Freetown from tomorrow to next tomorrow, where they bring ministers of foreign affairs of ECOWAS countries, people where they deal with security, ministers of defense, and also they bring experts then in military technology and AI. So that is the conference that is going to be held tomorrow and next tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. He's now a man of brief but impactful words. Mr. Tommy, this conference, part of what I admire in the planning of this conference is that one state then they work really closely with civil society when they work together. So I want to ask you from the civil society perspective, why this conference important? Talk to a little bit about autonomous weapons. Let people understand. And the minister don't begin for talk about that. But why that important, and why important for make owner from the civil society perspective work with government? This guy respects to the country first, but also on the substance, which one they expect for gain out of this.
Thank you very much, Minister Ba, and thank you for the excellent work we are doing at the ministry for providing this really huge platform where I should say everybody in our salon and even outside the country they look forward to every day, provide regular updates of what the government they do. This is what we talk about governance. People get to know what we're doing and hold state actors to account. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I want for, on behalf of Center for Accountability and Rule of Law, say we're very proud of a partnership with the government of Sierra Leone for host this all-important conference. It is massive for the country, but more importantly, massive for the collective effort for, create a safe, peaceful, and secure world. The world, as you all know, there's some turbulence, some parts of the world at least. But we don't experience and alone with 11 years of war, don't tell you say, we need for continuously lead the effort for make sure say anything we will create an unsafe and insecure world, we need for contribute, which is why Me absolutely proud of the partnership with the government of Sierra Leone, but also the government and leadership for make sure that we bring the regional leaders, the ECOWAS regional leaders, and Salon for discuss the peace and security aspect of autonomous weapons. Mr. Minister asked me for talk a bit more, in addition to it, the Minister don't say, about autonomous weapons. So basically, let's reduce down to this. It's a movement, it's a campaign where they say the use or application of force, the decision for applied force, when they take human life, will not for left and be machines. So it's not autonomous weapons. Now, any machine, when more time they pre-program, they release them using algorithms for say, go now return, go inside Ministry of Foreign Affairs and building, where they now Calbata, not to the actually, and take out any image where they go down, put in the system. So that machine go canaya in the form of, don't see, in fact, the precursor to what to call armed or leader autonomous weapons, and then drones, and I also talk about drones. We not even get to that point yet. Drones are just stage one. When we get to the real stage where then they head for, the world will be more chaotic and unsafe and insecure. So what we're basically saying is, for nuclear weapons and other weapons, and even landmines, we don't develop treaties. There are conventions where they regulate the accumulation and use. For their autonomous weapons, there is no regulation, the laws are there, but they're not developed, they're not very strong. There is no global treaty or convention that bind the accumulation and use of autonomous weapons. Where they follow news to see what the US do, where Iran reportedly released some missiles. Yes, then go, they send drones and capture before they reach. That perhaps you go see at the positive use, right? But the reverse use there, we can make the world even more unsafe. So the problem is this. We, from an accountability point of view, if you now create machine, we go and take out lives. We in fact now we say from an ethical point of view, not to machine for make that decision for take life. We want force for be under human control. Force for be under human control. But once you delegate that responsibility for decide as to whether life or take, whether for injure to machines, whether they hold accountable. So from a pure accountability point of view, we need to move for a global treaty, one big consensus for a global treaty to make sure say we regulate the use of autonomous weapons. Like anybody use them, we will hold them to account. If we not get that system, we will create impunity, or we will create a world peaceful.
How Salon Connect?
How Salon Connect? First, we don't get with history. It's not so recent, but we want for remember. Say we get war now, and we lose at least 50,000 people. Many arms and limbs are chopped off. We want for continue learning from your own experience, for send a clear message to the world that we are a peaceful country, but we also want to lead a campaign for ensuring that the world is a peaceful place. The minister talked extensively about this Israeli role at the global stage. We are now represented in the Security Council, and for that, geographically, a small country like we, it will bring all of West African leaders, but also experts from other parts of the world. For Kamitaya, I will go for this from tomorrow, next tomorrow, for basically develop, agree on a communique where they reflect the sub-region position on autonomous weapons. Salon your role now for help lead this conversation, contribute to the campaign, but also talk say we stand for peace as a country and we want to create a better and safer world for we people there.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tommy, and thanks to the minister, since you don't get an urgent call. Thank you for our leadership. And I asked that question how Salon connects because I know it's a question people ask. If I let people understand, say, the Academy Minister says Salon is an important country in the world when it comes to their conversations on peace and security. Within at the highest level, we Iran attack, we see at the news, na CNN, we ambassador to the UN. Na mean na the screen where the Security Council they meet. This not happen every day. It not happen without the leadership where His Excellency President Julius Madam don't provide in the respect where we continue to get around the world. For let the world let you see this kind of big conversation here, for let them get to the council alone, that because of the leadership, we Minister of Foreign Affairs, the President's own sense, obviously, and in team. And for our let's say we get His Excellency the Ambassador, Naya, as well to Switzerland, Dr. Lance Berry. We are one of the people that want to sit on the work on this. Doctor, welcome and thank you for your good work. Now, we don't come out autonomous weapon. We can house now. We'll start with the minister. Minister and lecturer, I don't tell now, and teacher. So we can get 10 minutes to lecture with. Mr. Minister, first of all, the first time you sit down at this platform, so I charge you small more. See what they want to have like that. Say no, it's very difficult. But land is such a critical part of the identity. First of all, not just an asset, an identity, and then an asset, a source of conflict, a source of peace, a source of revenue. Since you don't enter that ministry, this is an opportunity for let you talk to the people there about the major reform there where you don't put in place, and for just give you an update on the land sector alone. Who's how they now? Waiting people level expect, waiting at the state of play. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Minister Ba. You know, whenever they call me, I want you on this platform, I say, hey, Sierra Leone, if you go to that platform, Minister Ba and platform, you don't get enough information, and trouble you don't get. Because everybody not just about land administration and management. I like for always remind people many a time, because Sierra Leone people don't forget. I can let for remind people also don't come out and which day. I will do that quick. Before we take over in 2018, all man with his eyes home with me see land is idiotic. Nobody also. You will see people at the effect, people collapse. You get land grabbers everywhere. Evidently, at this particular western area. Of course, we go apply by the same thing. And we don't spread all over the country. You see? You will also see there was this situation where they constantly overwhelmed with cases, falsification of documents. All man get all kind of documents, all over. So people have affect one another. So 2018 to date, what we do, we will come with some innovation and reforms. So then innovation and reforms, and we don't come with make more people get access to land. So what we do, we introduce the land raffle. That land raffle we introduce, but people they don't need for know anybody inside government. They get land. They don't get anybody for go lobby to. They get land. Backlog of then applications they also when people don't apply years back they don't get land. Then say we begin looking to it. We begin get land out. And some day again in some other occasion, which we do again, we get what we refer to as purposive or purposeful allocation of land. We do that also. People and they will be there like their judges. We don't serve Sierra for so long. So and then we get one town lot. We get identified their judges there. We give the land. Then teachers we don't teach them in this country. They don't give people their service. They don't get better salaries. They don't go buy land. We give them. Then nurses then the service country have. They don't get better salary. Then say we give them land. Then armed forces, the soldiers, the police, prison officers. Then fire force. Then say we give them land. Then vulnerables then. So they didn't get their own small organizations then. But they don't go to buy land. They say, what will begin do? We begin the land. So that the innovations like that they will bring as a government. But make sure say we attend to them and we not be able to forget access to land. We don't stop there. We can't see say again, people in there, especially with brother when they're the diaspora, when they send their money for buy land, people in there eat their money that they own. They don't get the land. So we introduced the affordable housing scheme. Today, South Global Africa is here. We got other institutions or organizations also in this area. They say they now. We don't give the land, they can do housing. Why? What make presidency for going to that? Now for make sure say you the ordinary man, we don't make some effort. Let's say get some decent side we will sleep. So it is. So we don't move with all of that. And again, when I go agree with me, say people in the way they maintain, they don't make lots of efforts for even go through the court system. It'll be difficult for them. We'll begin make sure say we embark on conflict resolution. So from that time to now, the land they will don't give more than any other government in the history of this country, a pass mark, to a point that I will now tell you, say na Bogawaf alone, we don't give land there 572 town lots, Bogawaf alone, to the people of Sierra Leone. Ale town, we don't give 400 town lots to the people of Sierra Leone. Bure town, we don't give people in there 764 town lots to Sierra Leoneans. The statistics say, so it gives me a total of 4,182 town lots under the leadership of His Excellency President Leone. I know more go do that kind of thing. Inside Sierra Leone. When I go check records, it don't ever happen any other time. Inside any other regime. This government don't give the highest number of land to ordinary people. We no go no sabi, they don't lobby, they don't go ask anything. Those are the sort of things where His Excellency the Presidency will for they do to the people of this country. The innovation continue. Investigation, internal investigation, we make sure say we launch them. Then one day we they forge documents there. Then one day we they make like say nah, they no more get say Freetown in particular. What we do? We make sure say we put a system together for the look into their cases inside the ministry. I will tell you say today we get number of cases hold on hand. And then number of cases in there, I will also show to the people of Sierra Leone. Wait till we do. Look what's in there so. People are they forge documents. Take like Kent Junction, 11 acres, 210 land documents. A fake. Look at the park zone also. I can show you some example. Okay? You see, say that LS number there, now for different property, now different location. The person go take and then they cut and they photocopy, then they can put up an other survey plan, then they bring come forward. And then case they hold and they hear about every now and then. Hey, madam, you're in ministers then. They triangulates. They need a grief for when they call. They need a signed document. How they sign document? When already that document is fake. I don't go approve them. Because when I do, I become now part and parcel of the crime. So now I will get into trouble. When people in the girl when they call. Look at this token. 200 acres of land. Somebody they claim on a document when an LS 1254 of 1990. A fake. They're all the inside so. I make sure I bring the car for put them under the camera. The names of them one that we don't do, they ask the all they are. So when people in the past all over this country, hey, now so to run they do. Madam, you this young minister so no. They appoint to it for not make sure they will do the right thing. Now they all park so there. Look at I bring the car now today. Look the document they park here. The other one in the old park now so inside the box. Look and park in the ministry. A box. We are going to publish them. For let people that know say no. The thing when they have, when people like this, hey, but now so if they don't they happen. So because people have been on the thief 1952, we will continue to make sure that people are the thief. No, we can't. So there has to be a stop. So these are just some of the examples in terms of the innovation we don't bring. The investigation is ongoing, and we require all of this there in the ministry. So, but the minister is very deliberate. He talks about the reforms. And I don't think I you interest, but they say no more going that small. But when we get interest, then own our regions now, when we done, I will make una put on the camera so that we will get out to the people of Sierra Leone. But let's go to the reforms. Let's take the legal reforms. As a government, we don't do. We don't enact the National Land Commission Act of 2022. This law, we take it for do. It don't help for law we establish the National Land Commission. That National Land Commission, it can't help you for manage land business in this country here. So currently, we don't put the management structure in place. We don't begin to recruitment. We don't establish office in Freetown. We go into then recruitment and make sure say we do so many things. Right? Now, they would also come with another reform where you see technology and not the failure. But look why we go see all our printer. The Customary Land Rights Act 2022. Itself, we don't bring account. What make we bring account? We want to promote and protect the customary land rights
and that of responsible investment in Sierra Leone. Now that's one for do. But guess what? If you know they bring this down, and I'm glad it's never get this platform. Because if I love to talk to ourselves as Sierra Leoneans, we come with the law for make let people and get ownership, especially the one they're within the provinces. So when they get that ownership, they will be able to promote and support investment. But guess what? What's not they happen? People they want for do agriculture, we don't have flagship program. Now people they don't they ask for the land, price, lease rents, now the provinces, as if that land they don't they create hospital. As if they don't they put that land in school, they don't pay school fees for it. So now guess what is happening? Within this short time, I don't they go around the country. Some investors they don't they back out. The land they now the state get the land, but people they don't know that. When they make a sovereign state, now the land. Now they get the country a sovereign state. Those lands are in the custody of our paramount chiefs. They are. And then we have landholding families and we are caretakers. But over the years, we've not been able to review that and revisit that. So now it has become now personal property. So Timo for use for make sure they bring benefits to the people of Sierra Leone. Now no, people they don't monopolize that to a point that what thing they do now? And they ask for money. When no one they accept in their life. The investors are going back. The agricultural one for promote. Currently, I will tell all Sierra Leoneans, we are now having challenge. Take the road from Freetown to Pujeon. Take the road from here to Kailam. And you look at both ends of the road, you see the vast land really done. Not used. Not put into use. No sooner, my brother, one of the lawyer, if his forfeit just now, he say, I want to do 400 acres plantation, cash crop. The landholding family will ask them for money when I listen. We know get my camp for what they came. And cash crop production are capital intensive. It will take you 4 or 5 years before you begin to the first harvest. Then somebody can ask you for money for land. So that is happening currently. So we brought a law to make sure that people get control over their land. But guess what? It only become a cause. So we have to review that again with time. And this I will bring account to Sierra Leoneans. That other analysis I will count them when the minister will invite me some other day. But in reform business, we don't ask me for that, address that. Yeah? Right. So the National Land Commission Act regulations itself would not already come out and would not pass them through Parliament. This is not the one where they guide the implementation of the 2 laws there. So the National Land Commission Act and then the Customary Land Rights Act. So we don't come out to the regulations. Then we don't come out to the National Land Commission regulation of 2023, also the Customary Land Rights. Then somebody will ask, now is that what office not do this? No. We therefore go around the country, get consultation, get the paramount chiefs, and get also CSOs involvement, ordinary people also involved in this. So we don't come here reforms here, so all for support the implementation of the Customary Land Rights Act and the National Land Commission. The legal reforms, they continue. Now, we don't also move to a point where we don't get some money for make sure so we enact some of them laws here. The Land Title Registration Act, the Land Title Adjudication Act, the Public Lands Act, the State Lands Act, the New Survey Act and Rules, the New Town and Country Planning Act. It's for many colonial people the left wing. And make it see now where you go some side there. Because the laws are so old, you go see 4 or 5 story building in Timar. Then all of a sudden, you can see one small pan body there. It don't deface the entire outlook of the community. You go some side there, you go meet the road, they go so, I see somebody cut off a below, say, you let me get this land. The entire community don't develop it. So, we are now going to review all of this and make sure say it meets the daily demands of the society. By the August of this year, because they all now will think say we will conclude this. Then we will begin look at what they happen. And it accounts your implications. And we should brace up for that. Especially for the Western area. All land within the Western area, it belongs to the states. That's the crown colony. Now the states, now in they give that land out to you before it become your private property. So at a point in time, when the government thinks say yes for planning purpose, this is also for broker. So that we go past streets now so that if fire for don't over under, Motukwa go able to go reach there for how that fire day, government go take that decision. And when government take that decision, the only thing government is not for compensate you. And so the law say. And so the law say. So we have to brace up for that. So when we come in with development and reforms, we have to brace up for that. So this is it. So Now, we also don't introduce the digital platform. That digital platform we don't introduce at the Ministry of Lands. Now, for help in terms of the turnaround time. So that one day, now I want for also see how we will show with family. Now, in this, okay. Now, when you look at this digital platform, everything we do now at the ministry now online. They talk say, hey, me document all lost. Hey, Pastor don't say don't go, and the minister not sign. No, you did not at home. You use your telephone. You for able for know the desk who side you document it. If you then are the director of surveys in desk, you able know from the platform. You will not apply. Me when I the minister, this not me on desk. These are the daily sign at the wall now, at the work directly.
Minister, what's the URL, the website?
This is app.molhcp.gov.sl. You go direct. So if you want to apply for land inside Salon, you don't need it for going in at the Ministry of Lands. HCP.
HCP, what's the name?
Ministry of Lands, Housing and Country Planning.
Okay.
Government of Sierra Leone, gov.sl.
Okay, perfect.
So you want to apply for land. You don't need for no minister. Well, let me say, minister, go talk to your colleague at Turan for land. No. You don't need for no SATU. You just go at the platform, you apply. They can say the system. I will be able to sign at the wall. I don't know. So currently, we are still so I know say I have 5 documents on my desk. Right. But now.
Your document did it?
No, it didn't have the other side. But I will show you. I will show you this now. I will show you this now. So, if I want to know, Mr. Badon talk say they don't apply. They want to know who said that in documented day. What I will do? I just go now the application indicator. What I don't go there? It will show me exactly. The internet is having problems here. Right. No, don't worry. I will get about this now. I will use the phone they call. I will hotspot her. If you know how sports there, it will swim. It will get time. Yes. That's what we'll do. Sorry about that. This thing is interesting, you know. Now, this night, some of the things that we do, we the past, people in the team say, we're not doing anything. They tell me, say, don't look, I don't know. Come here. Let me get you. Disconnect. The Lord see back. If you know we connect. Money did it. And the network not working problems. No, I think they don't connect. That's it, Mr. Minister. It's giving problems. Orange. Can they work well? It's not bad thing now.
Minister, I think the point has been made.
Yes. Like us. So you go see now say you go apply online, you go able to know who side you document there. If you didn't at the finance office, you able to know. If you didn't at the DSS office, you know. Then the good thing about that for me as a minister is that if the work delay, and they able to know who side exactly they are calling officer. Why this don't take a platform? If it takes 72 hours, are they able to know? Because they tell me. Why for the day? So these are the things that we do. So now you go do your application for land lease online. You go do your freehold online. You go do your construction permit or building permit online. You can pay your survey bills online. Your planning permits online. You can do your regularization online. All without going to the ministry anymore. Now if you go down to the ministry, the way we did to like Congo markets, when I'm from downstairs, stay go to my office, you go see people at your line. When you go in now, you work free. Because we don't use technology for correct all of the things. And it will also give us another opportunity for verification of documents. So that is what we are doing here. As
okay, Minister.
Yeah.
I think
yeah, well, the people that want to know what are the benefits in all of this. Because they're doing so what? And we don't go
Minister, you need 2 more minutes.
2 more. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, in all of them, reforms here, innovations here. Look, 2017. From that 10 day, whatever they call 2017, what's the raise right around the year, annual revenue generated in the ministry was about 600 million. Anybody gets? The ministry 500, 400, 600. Now, land sales somehow done to last year, 2023 to now, 34 billion. Because of the innovations that were done. Air Stream, Bo and Kenema, when they don't sell, the balance don't let, don't begin selling a Bo. This money I did directly to the consolidated fund, it is ring fence. We are going to use this one to acquire another land between Bo and Kenema and do another airstrip. We will serve now the two regions. Management will become effective and efficient. They will come down on cost in terms of management of the two airstrips. But now, that number we don't do no more. We have over 4 billion in the account. We do Kenema. We don't start the process. Regularization, freehold penalties, etc. This year no more. January to now, we have over 5 billion. Today, a whole year that they run the Ministry of Lands, you will get 500 million or 600 million. Now we are making progress. Now, only President Biu, the appointees, the instruction will be given, and they do that kind of marvelous job here for the people of Sierra Leone. And we'll continue to do this in the interest of Sierra Leone and not individual. So land grabbers, it's not the way we produce you, because now people of Sierra Leone and now they focus on. Thank you very much.
Well, I tell you, I say a lecture, I got to so. I tell you, I say this minister, we come, even within a cabinet, when they talk about the issue we they manage, is tough, in no way they talk about. And I think, Mr. Minister, I want to share with you, say, when we go CSW, they talk about reforms them, somebody from, I think, in one country, Ireland, ask, hey, one big thing we need for do, and the land tenure reform and all. I've been very proud for say, actually, madam, we don't do way ahead of you. We don't do all the reform there we talk about, more progressive than what you ask about. We don't do regulations, we don't set up commissions. The transformation in the land sector, family, not a theory, they are tangible, they're huge, and really transformational. And on behalf of the people of Salon, I want to tell the minister thank you and tell the president thank you. When I set the vision, and I set as well the staff who you get at the ministry. I see my sister Denaya, Madam Phyllis Common, who are the deputy minister for lands at the charge and they can because the minister there who can support the minister. I also want to acknowledge say we get His Excellency Ambassador Sule Darami, Denaya. He said the new minister come, so they can support the minister there. Well, I can out to my birthday mates. May I get the same birthday? I find out last couple of weeks ago we will celebrate. Madam Saptu, on all this automation, digitization, the land process not complete if people not go work civilly. All this verification, all banks, it is Oxy, don't go register Oxy. I want to give you a few, I'll give you maybe 5-6 minutes. Start for telling you waiting at the Office of Administrative Registrar General, which one they do, and you don't reform them, or you don't introduce that this ministry, the importance of flexibility inside this land equation. And then I will come over to you.
Very good afternoon, and thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for giving this platform. And because if we hope to just the Ministry of Finance, for the finance bill for get them kind big from there, it can be difficult because it entails a lot of money. We get for request. This is the first time actually for being at this platform, and I'm very, very much happy, and I want to say I appreciate you badly. The Office of the Administrator and Registrar General. Now, fusion of two. The Administrator and Registrar General before Cap 255 is states Registrar General. But the fusion and the addition of Cap 256 and the 207 Act number 207, the Administration of Estate Act, namely the two for name me the Administrator and Registrar General. Because the office not the only deal with land matters, the office gets 6 divisions under the unit. We deal with conveyances. We under the conveyance we get leases, mortgages, we get agreement, we get power of attorney, sole proprietorship, partnership, people. Then you get the business registration unit, you get the marriage unit, you get the intellectual property division, you also get the gratuities division where they deal with death benefit, the estate department in the deal with the people that will die with the no left will. So in a nutshell, I get 6 divisions under the unit, but the core one, where people will make the office their name, now the land registry. Okay. The land registry, I took, since I was called to the bar in 2012, now I'm in a 12 years call. I found myself now the office where I work so currently, and they have served me pupillage, so I know the office to my fingertip. I would say I go primary school, nursery, primary, secondary, and university, I graduate in another institution. So before I assume the power, I don't see the problem. Before I assume the position, I don't identify the problems then, even though I don't get any eye for the seat. So it will be very simple for me. And testament to that, I get my senior colleague and controversial colleague, we will attest to things the way they can say now. A correct when I'm Mr. Tommy, yes. Very controversial. Where you white, they say white. I inherit an institution structurally within the zero. I inherit an institution when we get structure and identify for discredit my predecessor. There was nothing to write home about. So I didn't get for deal with administrative reforms and structural reforms. If some people that were not going at this office some 15 years back, you go there now, you go no say what you are talking now, and not they make any story, not testament, not true. Why did they in that office as people? Office of the Administrator and Register General, anybody can walk in, they do whatever thing they like. The registry where we all the see so now today, I get an archive, where I create a whole archive when I'm out of bounds to the general public. Before this time, when you go now with office, the documents they cluster with staff, over 15 or 20 staff. Then I do with the store we document them. When I take up office, I see a recipe for chaos. I say, no, this not going to be. I need for create space where I will keep the records there and get them out of sight to the ordinary person. Because before this time, we get lots and lots of land issue. Where, now through my office, I can attest to that. Through my office, with the help of the Ministry of Lands. Because I can say, because you know the work, now your institution, if you know you're delivering for working, now your institution. But with the help of Dr. Chuat Senesi, and myself where they under so the reforms the way they make, I think say and they do the reforms and notify the Ministry of Land say this is what we should do to ensure say we map out people then where they stand for make them falsify documents. And the institution, the most difficult thing about the institution, I don't work in isolation, I work with other partners. I work with the NRA, National Revenue Authority. I work with the Ministry of Lands. Me working with the Ministry of Lands, it's a law. The law states say, when they don't deposit documents at the Ministry of Lands, the surveyor don't sign them, at the end of it all, after we all thing done, they give them to the solicitor for draft the conveyance. So when they don't finish for draft the conveyance, they for bring come to my office. They bring come to my office. I get the steps and processes the way me put in place before now. Anybody can go document, backdated document, falsified document. So I said to the minister, okay, we get these returns in hard copies, but can we do a system wherein we were able for them to speak to each other? So we introduced a Dropbox system wherein if you drop the survey plan like the LS, as supposed for this year, na million machine. So I know they rely on the hard copy, what they send to me. So the system for they speak to each other. So we do that one day together. So I can get in my office, like they don't send returns, because that returns issue will be whole lot of a problem for me. Because until they can send documents, if they go tell you, say the client say, you document them with the Registrar General. I don't know what I don't want to last don't know it. But believe you me, if you go to my office, I not go get them. Because what you do, the law permits me for wait for let the Ministry of Lands don't remit the returns for me. Then they give me power for last sign. So I don't get power for sign, even if you don't deposit on my office. So I can check on my system. If the LS way say don't do it, in OD, I introduced a system wherein I would say the LS is not found. Can you please revert, go back to the Ministry of Lands and tell them, say, the LS where they quote in OD institution, let them come back to me with an evidence attached. The evidence why they talk for them attached, now for the fact that the Ministry of Lands don't clarify, then they go back to the drawing board and try to put your name there back. For say this person, Almani Kamara, and get this land, na Juba. Another situation working come. So I tell you name Almani Kamara, you property de Juba. When we can check na the system, it go there the LS. But not so you name the do, it go there the sub 2 support, then the property go for Wellington. And at the minute they back say, no, I'm not going to sign the documents. This document, the information what the Ministry of Lands sent, we waiting then at the returns is different. So do you go back to the Ministry of Lands, tell them say they wait for the correct information for announcement you sign. So those are the major problems we get. Where people out there not understand. So then they say, you don't stall na Roxy building, the Register General, not the sign up. So I'm even can I say the Register General, I don't travel, it is out of the country, me traveling out of the country.
I will ask you that deal. They say, well, you know, deal.
Yes.
That's not the sign. They say, don't go so.
And so it depends.
Yeah, they say,
me traveling out of the country, you know, they in any way stall the process in the institution. But the fact of the matter is that they take sole responsibility of my signature. So what did I do? When I came initially, I introduced an IO-cast seal, wherein my signature as a pendant by this document at the sealer. And I get a local index book within my office. There's an index book that they register up when they index document. But I said to them, no, that is for the office. But they get me, why they go with my house? So for anything, if you now alter any document that they index up, if they come to me,
right,
you know, they may still know that that means that they disown.
Right. Thank you very, very much.
You don't quote me, Minister.
Well, you will get another chance for continue, but I want for give chance. I think we audience here they want to ask on a follow-up questions. Before they do that, I just want to tell you thank you again. I think as a feminist man, I want to say I'm very proud of the work you don't do. Yana as the administrator and registrar general. I don't talk and find out. And I want to commend you for the reform here. You know, Dr. Turat said that if you say within a government, we do nothing. So people like that say we don't want to like this country. You know, I say someone say, look, some of you don't spend my entire life in the for salon for letting expenses. So you think that I don't become government minister now overnight? My brain is cannot change now. I don't do no more now. I do nothing. No. Only people here. We only try our very best. We put in the best. Yes, challenges remain. But we lie. The people they want to know in government, as soon as they see with the public servants here organized, they are fighting. We do our best for make this country a better place. As usual, I want to ask the question that will don't come online. So I start with Nanaya. Then I come back to this side, and then I pass over to me, okay? So, what I can do normally, when I know on kind of the platform, I ask all the questions together, including the one they will not answer already. Not to follow and answer the one they do. Now, for the people who will ask, next week, like, they ask back. Because if you know you get a question, they know they ask, then they ask again. So, they ask them no more together, they are given 1 minute, they will not touch on them, yeah? Then saying at the stance of we country on this use of autonomous weapon system within the ECOWAS region, we stand, Mr. Minister, now for you. How we country plan for contribute to regional efforts for regulate and control development and deployment of autonomous weapons. I don't answer this, but still. Somebody else say, whose measure they will take for ensure transparency and accountability in the use of autonomous weapons by member states? Somebody say, how civil society view the ECOWAS conference? And then you answer this number again. How we country will collaborate with other ECOWAS nations then for address the ethical and humanitarian implications of autonomous weapons? Whose strategy they will implement for ensure say land reform? Okay, this is not land. We don't put this in the wrong section. The other one say, in what ways civil society organization will contribute for the regulation of autonomous weapons? And then how we will collaborate with governments and international organizations and for advocates for this autonomous weapons system, and which recommendations society gets for policymakers and decision makers during this critical discussion. Normally, I go 2 minutes each. I will just respond to the one in general, and then we will come to the audience. I'll start with the Honorable Minister.
Thank you, and thanks to the one that we sent the questions. I mean, it shows that people are very interested in understanding implications, moral and ethical implications of the uncontrolled use of lethal autonomous weapons. And of course, the essence of this particular conference, now for able Ghana political support at the sub-regional level, within they mean, at the end of the day, there's going to be a communique where the political leadership of ECOWAS therefore agree on, and that communique with other political statements and communiques we don't come up from different regions of the world. All of these can culminate for form what they call the Treaty on the Regulation of Autonomous Weapons System. So this now the feeder, if you like, political mobilization. Over 90 countries in the world they in support of this regulation. In fact, let me quote verbatim the words of the UN Secretary General. It said the use of autonomous weapon is unethical and politically unacceptable. It is so because we see countries they use these autonomous weapons, and now, like my colleagues say, my brothers say, we're at not so advanced stage right now, but we are taking preemptive regulatory measures for make sure, say, by the time we then don't deploy artificial intelligence in this autonomous weapons system, where we know we get the opportunity again for control them, they will pose enormous danger to the peace and security of the world. Imagine a weapon where in the program on data, in order to get the ability for able to recognize or even sympathize or take accountability for the havoc that will cause. So of course we on effort now for mobilize political support at ECOWAS level. They would move with that political support to the global level and possibly the United Nations. In fact, what will ensue this particular ECOWAS conference now a conference in Geneva where they will deal with the world's effort in regulating this autonomous weapons system. And so I think this is the start at we own region and the escalator, and we use the voices then at the different multilateral spaces for get a global consensus where we bring about the regulation for regulate autonomous weapons system for the safety, security of the world, and for make sure say the human aspect of using force is made pronounced, so that anytime when somebody use force, it will do within the context of the law, and also will take responsibility and be accountable for the use of said forces.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Thank you so much.
So we believe civil society gets a role for hold governance processes to account, for ensure transparency, but we also believe we get a big role. We get a big role for contribute to policy discussions, lawmaking. So we own role in this conference, not only that they help government for coordinating logistics, but we also get for day in the room, and that's massive for us. We don't invite civil society leaders. Obviously, we're not going to invite everybody. If anybody there, we not get invitation. We go make sure, say, after the conference, we create a forum where we can provide some feedback loop, and in the course of the conference, get una comments and make sure, say, it contribute to the debate. So that's what we're doing. But the point about accountability is really important, because as I said, earlier on, we want to make sure, say, if you take life, you will take that life, whether now a state actor or non-state actor, take that life, make we hold them to account. Right now, with the use of autonomous weapons, it's difficult for a whole person to account, and they create a world we're not peaceful and accountable. Now, somebody asked about recommendations. Going forward with your recommendation, first we urge state actors, starting with the government of Salon, but perhaps, make we say this, it's really the big states, the big country them, right? Now then we for start with. Make we all focus on creating a safer and more peaceful world. Now let them focus on that one the first. Now when you focus on that, it's easy to understand why we need to mobilize our efforts and get a consensus on a treaty for regulate or govern the use of autonomous weapons. Make we continue for engage, and this is my recommendations now. We need to continue this engagement with an open mind, and really we need to demonstrate a genuine commitment to this cause, because what we are doing is really to make sure that we create a peaceful world. We need resources. We are pleased that the government of Sierra Leone don't provide this platform and don't provide the required resources, including, of course, even this place will get the platform for make we get this conversation. But we also therefore own the process. And we, not just government, citizens have to own the process, because back to the minister's questions, how we connect as a country. We now is more power in terms of really when you compare it to other powers in the world. It then create, and as they don't create, they don't move with that speed. If we not take time, something now we go be victims and we not able to respond, because we not get the resources for respond in the way how they would attack we. So we want to make sure that we own country safe by ensuring that we will make or undermine we own safety and security, we stop them or we deal with it. That's another way we are connected. We need to provide leadership, and once more the big powers need to really demonstrate genuine commitment, sincerity for support this effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tommy. Now we get some questions there for lands. We get plenty of questions there, as you can imagine. But I also pleased for say most of them, the minister already addressed them. Somebody say like provide detail on how we in the diaspora can buy a piece of land directly from the ministry. I think you don't demonstrate the answer there already. Waiting at the key land reform initiatives that we don't undertake, you don't answer that already. How will the land reform policies that we don't undertake address the issues of land tenure security and access for marginalized communities? You don't really touch on that, but you go up months further than that. Whose mechanism that we don't put in place for streamline the land registration and tilting processes for make it more accessible to citizens? How the land reform initiative that we don't undertake so far, they support sustainable land management practices and environmental conservation efforts? Whose strategy they do implement for where we ensure say land reform benefits all citizens equitably and promote social and economic development in the rural and urban areas? I think so you already talk about that. This one is a bit, this person say, how you go reject authentic land document them duly signed by your predecessor? He called the predecessor a name, but I will avoid for name. And all of which detailed records are in your archives and systems. And so you fail for sign. So they are explain what to make it refuse. We get all the detail. Then whose strategies they will implement for ensuring land reform benefits all citizens? I think this question of for ensuring it benefits all man, now a repetitive theme we all man they ask, because I think discrimination will only happen at asking today. So Mr. Minister, I give you 3 minutes. Then we wrap up, then we'll come to the audience.
That's true. For the diaspora people, the one they were there for buying land, I'd already gave the website address. You don't need for council alone if you want state land. You can then decide you apply. We'll get up and we'll work attend to that. We'll get some land that we can give out back very shortly, maybe next week. The one over there apply, and they already have the database. Some land they were available right now, we don't map the house. We don't do the layout. We are going to distribute. So just apply it online, and then you will call.
Minister, on that question, I'll be Mr. Kano ask this question on political identity, because part of the people criticism often that we only give land to power supporters. I wonder you against that.
Power supporters, how are you going to identify the way to land raffle? How they would do it? We don't do it right across this country. I mean, for the past 2 years, right there, they don't already apply. We put all inside drum and turn, and I said they take her. Wait, take her. We don't. You land in bloods the ice day. So how do they give power? We have not done that. We are Sierra Leoneans and they get. And there is one thing about the land raffle where people are not normally they take note of. When they talk about this country divide, so the land raffle, you go get Fulaman, you go get Timidima, you go get Limbaman, they're all in one particular community. So that integration will take place. So we are using the land raffle for bring peace in our communities. Social integration is taking place in those communities. So anything they do, when they don't know more Kesam, we think around that. So then they need, like now what they do now, online. As soon as they go inside the system, that's where they go systematically. So if we get 200 plots, we'll take from number 1 to 200, we'll draw the line. Then no sooner we don't allocate, they go at the archives and the record system. So nobody is being discriminated here. Right, okay. Access to land, now I don't just address you. Land registration, when I use a just now. Who's how they come out to who's how they? This theory they talk say they refuse. People have to go behind back door. They go forge documents at the crown go. There's a Ministry of Lands they don't prepare. Where you not get we own from a ministry, you don't see inside your system. You need to sign up. So that's the problem there. And if you go inside your system, I know the things I pack now so. Somebody don't go take somebody where in land there na control it there na Wellington. The LS number where they did. You go quarter. You go do survey plan, you paste a down there, then you bring account for land where they are John Obi. Then all they say are there 200 acres. Then they are. Then that is your own title. Then you bring account out, you say let me approve, let the DSL go sign up. I know go. Because in a Tickman business, you don't bring out to me. You see, so that the problem is not so now the people they call. I'm working with the Ministry of Environment. The other question about the environment, we are collaborating. So that's why not to wait a call.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. No, at all. Let's see the hands, know the rules. You take 5 together. You name any question. You get the microphone behind it also. And then it starts with the people who are not at the table. And then I come to the one who are at the table. Okay? Therefore, be fair. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3, the lady with the white. Number 4, the gentleman with Timapu. And then number 5, the comrade. Yes, you're number 1. Let me give you the mic. Hold on. Please, we know our preface. If you're not new person, the only star at the show, not the one within the panel. You ask the question, you're not allowed to be a star. You can only ask your question. Go on.
Thank you. My name is Fides Jusu.
Yes.
Foreign Affairs. I would ask about the token land issue the minister mentioned. I know about this case and I'm interested. This person will grab 200 acres, like you say, and place in an EO and deploy Syrian military forces where they harass people in the communities. With how far you don't handle that matter, sir? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Number 2, go on.
My nomenclature John Kerry Mara. I report from Daybreak newspaper, City Voice newspaper, and the Aspa Focus magazine. My question is going to the Minister of Lands and also the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Just now, the Minister of Lands said, what makes a sovereign state is the land. And now we have been losing our land to the Guinean people at the end, in which the Guinean people don't choose the flags and the land, and also don't declare wanting to sue them for taking of activity. So what's our take on this week, sovereign integrity? We'll get a land back. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 3.
Me number game as I have been report for New Science Day. My question is that for the one them way we say they don't know how to go and apply for get form. When they are in layman day, how they go able to do that thing? Someone don't know what computer or all other stuff they can go through the process.
Good
How
question.
they go able for access this particular improvement here, and how they go identify, say, yes, this particular document, the original document, say, yes, I don't get the land way, I don't go put money for. So
Thank you. Number 4.
Yes. The name now Mahmoud Silla from the Nature newspaper. Mr. Minister of Lands, in your last comment, you said you collaborate with the Ministry of Environment. But we concern now that if you go now at the team, Usai Guma facility, there has been a lot of encroachment. We asked some of the people and tell you say they get a document from Ministry of Lands. What you will talk about that?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Number 5, Mafaya.
Thank you very much. Fireman, fire standards. The question will go to, or will be addressed by the two we talk on the autonomous weapon. This conference will look like somehow we should the host this conference at this point in time, and we brothers in society to talk about the security of states and the vulnerability of Sierra Leone. And as it is, we get for nationals, for troops. We know even the outside and they're on the ground, Mayenga. Quite recently, some minister in Mayenga, for their first place of taxi Mayenga. How Sierra Leone will benefit from this conference in terms of Mayenga or Guinean soldiers? Then to the Minister of Lands, you see I will allocate 4,192 lots of land to Sierra Leone's country or the Western area. Because the areas where issue we not see provinces. You see that my lawyer is saying that provinces is or can be currently the fight over state lands in the intensified provinces. I believe recently there's a camera attack. Or my lawyer, without advising you can talk to the attacker. So that pressure they build up to now. So I get for address it. Then, okay. Sorry, sir.
Thank you. Alright, we answer the question and then we go on another one. And thank you, these are all very good questions. What we do now, they start on this side because I know they start on this side before. So we come to you, Mr. Minister. Mr. Minister, you get a few questions then. One on Toke lands. This gentleman for the what you don't do. You see the deploy military officials in there. The gentleman asked about Yenga and say you mentioned land being sovereignty, waiting at the implications for waiting the go on Yenga as it relates to the land and territorial integrity. The lady asked a brilliant question about accessibility, waiting at the for people that we know either educated or they off-grid. Waiting we do and how will they expect ordinary citizens for verify authenticity, especially people that we know get the privilege for get full education like we. And then on the mile 13 encroachments, it claims that people that get land, they get documents them for Ministry of Land. I don't know part of some of the conversation today, but we need your perspective on that. And then if I have a question, another good one, now for clarify whether the 4,000 plus land they want to allocate, not just the western area, and whether the plans and they also allocate beyond, which you refer to as the whole colony. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, quickly. LS 1254/90. That property falsified entry into the ministry's records. Each and every page of the ministry. And it gets from 20, go again, other page 21. Who's at the stop? They post a card. They go to some of the ministry staff there, some of them in suspension now. And the problem is what he gets. People when they take office, they're afraid for take action. They're not blame them, say, hey, that man make them. Me, I'm not afraid of them. As long as I get the conviction, say, I don't big pass with all, I'm not afraid of them. Some of the ministry now, staff, they need suspension. The civil service, they handle them. Some of them, they know what they did.
Who side the record stop? Go inside there, you go and take 21. You don't forget say 21 then at the other page. Then go enter a day. Then they give the person the document, the crowd go. Then listen this. LS 1254 of 1990. Falsified entry into the ministry's records of 1990. Property of Mayor Williams of George Brook Road. That's the property, that number. Then the same LS number is used to claim 200 acres of land at Toke by one Mr. Slope. You understand? Take another one. LS 2313 of 1976. Then they got to 2000 records them all. Then 1970, 1980, 1976. Listen to this again. The last license survey number in 1976 was LS 2110. That was the last entry, 1976. Now, the LS number 2311 and above for 1976 does not exist. They do not exist. It is not in the record. But somebody go put up a record. They work out for 200 acres. Then they use them for sale to other people. And now you want let I give authorization for sign that document? I won't do it. Wait for another minister. I'm sorry, I can't. Yeah. So that is it for that. Application for land inside the ministry. What you don't do also? If we go to Ministry of Lands now, the books say you will not.
Sorry, Mr.
Right.
The gentleman, Mr. just to say this person don't deploy military forces that they terrorize people there.
No, that is not that. They already talk about don't deploy military people. This is a land where government been take. I don't want to mention a lot of names here. Government don't take this from 19 MPRC days. That land was confiscated to the states. That the other some picking and I don't grab now and I don't go talk and I get the land. I don't take already. I distribute it to Sierra Leoneans. So that one is done, yeah? We don't already. In fact, the distributor to Sierra Leoneans. If you go na Bobo, you see they don't block the road, they put market outside. Then people are on that they move. I go put another land in. I did not turn the business off. So decongest the road so that you go enjoy. If you get people who they can be visit you as Sierra Leoneans and they see decent communities. I don't do the same thing in Waterloo. And they move them back. Yeah? So land in the province is okay for application of the one they will not literate. If you go to the Ministry of Lands, there is a booth there. The booth where they so you get 3 ladies there where they sit down there. They all get laptops and they get scanners, everything, and they're online. You go there and they help you for the application. We are doing the same thing in the provinces. So you don't need for there, or you don't need for the literate person for there apply for land. We already created a facility for that. Yeah? Verification of documents. You want to buy land, can they verify? And now they begin give certificates. We work on that. We and Sabtiu, Madam Sabtiu, will collaborate. Can verify you the document. Let you know if you're authentic or not before you go buy. Otherwise, if you go buy, they happen saying another person in land will support the person taking land. Because they call win a court. The way to get our system now they go produce a court. If you be in a state property, when they take out the Sierra Leoneans. Because I won't get the property. No, so now that's what they do. Goma Valley and land allocation, Sabtiu will address that to because I didn't have the committee with presidents. So you will attend to that one. Me not, please. Land in the provinces, we will not help we. Lord Cobland grabbing they will get more money, will put it at the consolidated fund. They will take that money, will go buy land at the provinces. It becomes state property, they will go distribute it to ourselves. Because land in the provinces, it own, as I say, the chiefs in the hands of landholding families. Younger land is not foreign affairs business. We not know the goodie. I'm sorry, thank you very much.
Well, let's substitute talk on this environment. Then the Minister of Foreign Affairs, because Yenga came up again last week a lot, so I'm really glad we're there, and I know you know man we prepare for answer to.
Yeah, I just want the minister on my 13 issue with the environment, Ministry of Environment. The minister now approved for being part of that committee. They will be set up by the President's office, headed by the Chief Minister. Then we set now. Then the office, the head of conveyance unit, will be part of the committee, and it was headed by a senior lawyer, Musa Mewa. then we don't do everything and forward the recommendation to the then Chief Minister. So as it is, me no know waiting at the status of that, but we do all what we can for submit reports and let them take necessary action.
All right, so media commits now on behalf of the journalists and the people of Salone for follow-up with the office of the Chief Minister on that recommendation the Wheeler Committee will do. And I promise to say in the next week or two when I get a response, we get a response there. As I talk to members of the team, I hope somebody right now, they draft the follow-up memo one time, and they look the team member the way in the room so that they can talk some see for them. Mr. Minister, Yenga.
Yes, the Minister of Lands, way not from and the question come on, 10 for pushing to me. But anyways, we all work inside a and the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the Ministry of Internal Affairs now get a responsibility for internal security of the state and for aggression at the Ministry of Defense also, but for deal with the diplomatic aspect of it and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So you see there is synergy. We all work together for protect the sovereignty of the state and the territorial integrity of the state. Of course, under the instruction of the President, I've been get for visit Yenga myself and take stock of the level of annexation. I take stock of the level of brazen, intrusion into the territorial integrity of Sierra Leone. I mean, it's fine for letting you get for information, listen to the people, see for yourself. So when we get into the diplomatic theater, we talk out of experience and out of object, ideas what we don't get from the ground. Yes, this younger thing don't persist, but let me just put it into context, because this not just begin yesterday. It don't begin back since 2002, after the war ended. In 1998, we get the Revolutionary United Front, rebels go attack Guinea, Gegedu through the Moa River. The Guineans then become as part of ECOMOG for come help Sierra Leone for fight, and prosecute the civil conflict. And so then be stationed at that particular place there for prevent, the spillover of the conflict to Guinea. And so after the war, the Sojaman decided to stay, but the then president, late President Ahmed Tidiane Kaba, and the president of Liberia and late President Alpha Conde, Nassana Conte, being going to that place there in 2004, they had a symbolic handing over of Yenga to Sierra Leone. Since after 2004, the Guineans done the renege on the agreement, but this predates again, this goes back to 1912. In 1912, there was a communique between the British and the French colonial masters where established Yenga and the territory of Sierra Leone. This persistence in the Guineans for renege on all of these, of this treaty and these other gentlemen agreements, and all should say Guinea has been acting not in good faith. But we don't take the diplomatic means, because of course the world today, we don't want conflict. Guinea, by the circumference of Sierra Leone, they cover over 60% of the circumference. And there is intercultural, inter-economic relationship between we and Guinea. The same people that went in there and they over there. So we are trying to intensify our diplomatic engagement with Guinea, because first and foremost, we owe that to the people of this country. The existence of Sierra Leone is a measure of with territorial integrity and with sovereignty. The president don't dispatch a special envoy right now where they engage on that. But besides that, if we exploit all other diplomatic means, get them people that they for demilitarize and vacate the Sierra Leonean territory, then we get many other means through multilateral measures for bring this thing to an end. We can use Mano River Union, we can use ECOWAS. Sierra Leone recently acceded to what they call the Niamey Convention on cross-border conflict, where we a window for go to the ICJ, International Criminal Court of Justice, for arbitration. So many means that they will be able to bring this to an end. This one is a brazen aggression, brazen intrusion, and the president is not ready to tolerate the continuance of them particular Guinean forces that they inside the Sierra Leonean territory. So all of our turbo engines, diplomatically and otherwise, are being charged for ensure say we free the people in the informal territory, protect the lives and properties of the people of this country.
Tough words from the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. I think so now all we get questions about the area, you know now say Salone, they do everything we can. We don't take concrete measures then for address this issue. And they realize that we only get 5 more minutes. So I will do it here I can normally do when I for ask if you get burning question, we do not address it. If now question we do not ask them, I remember you. Next time I don't the mic. So you think first. A burning question, we do not address it. Okay. Mr. Kangi the microphone. 1, 2, 3 hands there up. Let us ask quickly. Go.
Yes. Very much. I'm about to read. Mr. Minister, thanks. I just want to know how much relationship you pay to the Ministry of Agriculture for make sure say the feed salon way one part of the 5 game changing and salon succeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go on, sir.
Thank you very much. This, as we read from private point, one I think say,
you need to take the time. Ask the question, please.
This is go directly to Minister of Lands, Dr. Turasi. Of course, this raffle issue, anything we get advantage, get disadvantage. Some of we, if the market is hold up there,
boss. Is there a question?
Yeah.
I don't want nobody back here. Ask the question.
Okay. Dr. Turasi is some of you are made from Leone College.
That's the question.
Okay, good. Thank you. Question asked. Any other option? Last one. All right, order, please go, Apple.
I just want to ask Minister of Lands, what's the criteria that we pushing for meats for going to the food, the land of food?
Thank you very much. Mr. Minister, we wrap up now. So this will be final one. You answer the 3 questions today. Relationship with Minister of Agriculture. I want the way elected claim the vote in Liverpool 6. Which option it gets. And then any criteria there for the raffle. And then I will give final word to the rest of the panel. Go ahead, Mr. Minister.
Thank you so much. Relationship with Agriculture. Together with the Ministry of Agriculture, we did our work now the legal reforms. We go make people that get access to land for agriculture. So that one is ongoing. There's a committee working on that. You will play raffle, not only raffle no more. Raffle now one means of distributing land to people of Sierra Leone. You can as well apply through the portal and then you name them down on the record and the record system. As land is available, and so they dish out to people. Just the way how they apply.
And for me, Mr. Tura, Dr. Teresi Bobo.
No, you're not for me. You don't need for me that at all. Criteria for, well, one, you have to make sure, say, you're not Sierra Leonean. If not for residential, what they call. If you're not foreigner, there are various documents that the checklist there, where you will make sure supporting documents, where they attach to your application. Similarly for also ordinary Sierra Leonean, the supporting documents that are there, the checklist is there, so you will go for use them and attach them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. The websites again are app.molhcp.gov.sl. If you're not Sierra Leonean, go to our website there, take a look at all the reform the minister that talk about and get the information. Madam, it's up to you. Final words. Any final thoughts? Please pass the mic to our Mr. Minister. Yes.
Thank you very much to everybody who don't make it possible for Kanaya today. My office there, 28 Walpole Street, and open for everybody. If you want to do any land transaction, start from the Ministry of Lands for verifying and ascertain say. You go into transaction, go no and come back, nobody don't buy them. Then secondly, make your way to the office of the Administrator and Registrar General. Let me check for you whether any transaction not be done happen with that particular property. They pay for serving and we will continue.
Thank you very much, the Administrator and Registrar General of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Mr. Tommy, give me details about this conference. Who side it take place? How many people? Who are they welcome? Who are not welcome?
So tomorrow night the conference starts. Now the Freetown International Conference Center in Abintumani. We expect to get about 120, at least 120 delegates from, as I said, from ECOWAS region and other parts of the world. Experts, speakers, government officials, civil society, and of course the media. There will be an opening I would invite journalists for do live coverage, and then there will be a closing ceremony and the press conference. We will also invite journalists for attend.
Press conference at the closing, eh?
Yes,
after the closing.
Yes, after this, so that the minister will talk about some political outcome. We communicate what they expect the West African leaders and for sign on to. We go into details and entertain some questions from Una. We, as I said, this night campaign, start here and not go for continue here. But we enroll as civil society and for make sure so continue for lend voice to this, not just here in Sierra Leone, but beyond. So there will be meetings and we'll continue to accompany the process. Thank you very much. I'd encourage you now for taking interest in this and report to now. I see the interest in land and Yenga. It's all good, but I tell you,
get interest in autonomous
safety
okay.
and security more important than all of that.
Thank you so much, sir. Ministry of Information and Civic Education will carry the opening and closing ceremony live, so follow the page. And then, Mr. Minister, just you final word.
Thank you very much. And viewers and see the nexus between civil society and government. And of course, you see, government has to be, participatory. Forget all, aspect of society to be represented. And we work with Carl, a very reputable civil society organization, with the help in the organization of this conference. And we believe the outcome of this conference will remember Sierra Leone tomorrow when a treaty comes out on the regulation of autonomous weapons system. And the group will remember, the efforts in West Africa started from Sierra Leone. And so you're all invited, controlling. And
control invitation. Thank you.
Control invitation.
Thank you, Mr. Minister.
Yes, but thank you very much, Minister of Information, for this opportunity, and we look forward to a successful conference. I have received my colleague ministers and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Nigeria, Gambia, and others already don't come. This is going to be a very big conference. Thank you very much. Civil society, wait. Bye-bye. Tata to everybody.
Civil society, the way you get the mic, the one will on wait. You say one
just quickly. I just want to go back to within the ARG, Madam Sakobi talk about. I have been a lawyer for many years. I don't own one piece of land at this city. It took me nearly 6 years for land the final document. This was before her. Now, from when substitute be ARG, when I do papers, land papers for me, clients who file between the day they file, 3 days, I'll hear back from the office. If it's problematic, it's problematic. If it is not, it is signed. So you don't introduce some efficiency we really need for acknowledge. And really
thank you, sir. So
thank you for your leadership.
On that very happy note, I want to say a special thank you to my guests there, Dr. Turat Senesi, Minister of Lands, the Administrator and Registrar General, Madam Sabtu Sako, Mr. Ibrahim, and the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, Mr. Timothy Kaba. I want to thank you to all the partners with the Caribbean Live. I want to thank you to the one with the sponsor me, Sierra Water with the Blue Water, to Orange Salon, as well as to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with the host to it, and honor all the media partners them. Until we come again next week, we have the Independence Week of Salon. Assalamu alaikum.